Hey everyone, Crystal here from Book of Bijou, bringing you another episode where we're just minding everyone's business. Today we have the fabulous Rhea Daniels.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
She is the founder and chief stylist of PapierDollFactory. She does visual branding, personal styling. She even has a collection of some really gorgeous statement earrings. I had to wear mine today just just in honor of you. And she also just launched a fabulous clutch collection. You can shop all of that on paperdollfactory.com. And when you use the code Book of Bijou, you will get 20% off your order for the month of February. But before I get too carried away, I'll make sure that she tells you a little bit more about that a little bit later on. But Rhea, why don't you just start off by telling us a little bit about yourself, your background in the fashion industry, and how you got started with your company?
Absolutely. Fashion has just kind of been in my blood. My mom is a fashionista, my grandmother's a fashionista. Shopping is kind of just what we do. That's what we do together for family quality time. But once I graduated from college, I had the opportunity to work as a professional model. So of course I had some preconceived ideas of what modeling was about. It's about cute clothes, you take pictures, and this is great. But really, it's really about engaging and kind of creating a brand and having individuals outside see themselves in that brand in order to captivate them, in order to encourage them to say, hey, I want to purchase these items because this fits into my current lifestyle. So it was more about behavior change. It was more psychological than just, you know, cute, stylish clothes. So of course I was entranced with that. So I learned a lot about the different silhouettes, um, colors, textures, construction, just all types of great tidbits. So then once I decided to go into corporate, leaving modeling, one thing that I noticed was that there were a lot of women, highly intelligent, skills, knowledge, and abilities, but they were being overlooked, let's say for promotion opportunities. And, you know, a lot of times people have bias, of course, but one thing that I noticed is people who dressed the part were more likely to get the job. And it's
Right.
really about the people who are choosing you being able to visually see you in those higher ranking positions. So I said, this is a powerful tool that people are mishandling or not handling it at all. So then I decided to start Paper Doll Factory to help women entrepreneurs be seen.
So you pretty much, since you were a child, you were
Yep,
really in the fashion industry,
like
like you
in
were
it.
in it.
I've got Vogue magazines from 1990 stacked
Uh-huh.
in my closet, you know, just all types of things, cutouts. But yes, it's really about curating your personal styles. Like
Mhm.
people, a lot of times people assume as a stylist, I'm going to create some version of myself in you. Absolutely not.
Right.
That's exactly not what I'm going to do. I like flowers. I like extra. I like big, over the top sequence. But everybody, of course, doesn't like that. So you have to feel comfortable in whatever you're wearing because
Mhm.
the confidence is what sells whatever it is you're doing. As a
Right.
business professional, your products, your services, it's about you feeling confident and comfortable because people can see that a mile away. And a lot of people are lacking that confidence. So they will definitely indulge. So you want to make
Definitely.
sure that,
Yeah,
yes,
I agree. That's such a good point about being comfortable because even if you're wearing like the trendiest clothes or whatever, if it's not something that you feel comfortable in,
it won't
you
work.
can tell. You can see it
Absolutely.
straight off your
Oh,
face.
yes,
So can you tell
absolutely.
us about the concept of paper doll and how you came up with that?
Okay, paper doll. Kind of old school. If you know what a paper doll is, it was just kind of a beautiful kind of paper frame of a little body, and you could dress her for different occasions. So if you had an event, a gala event, you could put like a ball gown on her. But then if she was a teacher, she was a doctor, she was a nurse, she was an artist, you could kind of whisker in and out of the different wardrobe choices that were appropriate for that setting. So, as our paper dolls, our clients, as I call them, paper dolls, have busy lifestyles. Some are moms, they have to attend certain types of events, some are business professionals, but we want to help them create the uniforms of their life, how their life moves and shakes, so that they can easily and seamlessly kind of just move through their day or move through their lifestyle, being comfortable, savvy, and noticeable.
Yeah, definitely. People are multifaceted and they don't have to stick to one specific role.
It's
So
right.
I love, yeah, hearing the explanation behind Paper Doll, it all makes sense.
Uh,
So on your website, you offer these discovery calls. What can someone
yes.
expect from a discovery call with you?
Gotcha. If a discovery call is really about connecting with the would-be clients, really trying to find out, what are your goals? What are your aspirations? Like, where are you in the process? Or what do you understand about building a brand? So depending on the answer to the questions, it could be that, yes, we're ready to create a visual brand with yourself. So you can be online and or in person, kind of cultivating, this is what I want people to see when they see me. I like yellow. So one of my brand colors is yellow. So I'm purposefully wearing yellow because yellow makes me feel happy. It's bright. Colors actually evoke emotion. And you'll be scrolling through Instagram and certain pages or certain images will attract you just based on the colors and the moods. So then we'll go through the process and find out, like, what exactly do you need? Are you still not quite sure that you need a whole, let's say, wardrobe overhaul? Then we can just say, we'll just do one look. So throughout that process, we'll do online or in person if you happen to be in the Atlanta area or Nashville area. I like to do in person so that I can see your clothes, see what you have, because a lot of times people have a lot of great things, they just are not mixing and matching them well. So I think a lot of times people are scared, like, oh, she's gonna make me throw out all my clothes, or she's gonna make me go buy new things. But if you have a hearty closet, we probably can really just elevate those things with different accessories, right? So now may have one outfit that's an all black outfit, but if you accessorize it with different handbags, different jackets, a shawl, different purse, a turban, that changes the entire look. So it's like
Uh-huh.
you're still in your favorite outfit, but there's a different look to it,
Mhm.
more polished and refined.
Mhm. So first, I want to say that yellow is hard to pull off, and it looks amazing on you.
Thank
You pull it off well.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, so I was actually going to ask, I was going to go into like, what if people don't have like really big budgets or something? How could they elevate their wardrobe on a minimal or even non-existent budget? Is it
Gotcha.
there's still a lot of ways to do that?
Absolutely. I am super budget conscious just because I like a lot of things. Super budget conscious. Like a lot of things. So, I mean, if you'll go to my page and you'll notice on my images, I have things from Target, I have things from Walmart, I have things from Zara, which is a fashion brand that sometimes things are $20 or less. And it's about, like I said, mixing and matching those things and trying to find things that are complementary. And I'm also a Goodwill fan. I love thrifting. I love Poshmark. I love all of those different things. So it's like you want to find, if you have a certain jeans, for instance, very hard to find the right jeans for you. So once you do, you know the size, you know the color, you know the cut. I tell people all the time, try Poshmark. You might be able to get 3 pair of jeans, same jeans that you love, for the price of one.
I think that
And you get
makes
them in
people, yeah, that's,
yes.
I love that you do that and you're very transparent about that and you're not only like open to kind of budget shopping, but you love it.
I love it. Like
Yeah,
this is
so
super fun.
it's not the price tag that makes you look good, right?
Not the price tag or the brand at all. Because you
Mhm.
can have a $10,000 dress on and it not fit well, which
Right.
happens a lot. Which happens a lot. Or it's not flattering to your frame, or it's too much because you're small or petite. So it's, like I said, it's definitely less about the actual brands and more about how it fits your body. So
Mhm.
one thing I do want to mention, um, probably my favorite suit I got from Target. It's like a cream colored suit. I think the top was $10 and the bottom was $10. But
Uh-huh.
I did have to take it to a tailor
That's a good tip.
to get it fit properly. So a lot of
Mhm.
people are discouraged, like I tried it on and it doesn't fit properly. Clothes are constructed with fit models. So if I'm the fit model and I wear size 4, whatever my size 4 looks like, all of the size 4 are going to be constructed to fit my body. You
Right.
can be a size 4 as well, and your body's not the same as my body, so it's not going to fit. So it's
Mhm.
not even about the clothes not fitting. It's about, if you find something that you love and it's a little too long or X, Y, and Z, purchase it. Find a great tailor. Great tailor, it makes a great best friend, and be okay with having to do those little $5 and $10 enhancements. So then you have something that fits perfectly every time you wear it.
Right. And you'll probably still save so much money doing that versus just resorting to maybe I need to try a more expensive brand or something like that.
You don't. Look, you don't.
Okay, so you talked a lot about brands, building your brand. So when you say that, are you talking about professional that actually have like businesses?
Everyone has a brand. Every single human being. It really doesn't matter. You have a brand. So if you ask, let's say the people you spend the most time with, let's say 5 people, and say, give me 3 adjectives that describe me. They're going to tell you what your brand is, according to them. And be like, she's lively, she's on time, or just whatever those things are, those attributes to you. And those are things that are positive, of course. These are things that people admire about you. They wish they had more of, or were able to exhibit more of. So I think it's important to say, who am I? And when people see me, what do I want them to think or feel? Do I want them to feel like you said, I'm able to be transparent, be honest, forthright? I think all that's important if you're running a business. Those are important attributes. Is it, I'm a comedian, am I funny? You know what I mean? Those kind of things. So you just want to really tap down into who am I? Not who am I to other people, not I'm a mom or I'm a wife or, you know what I mean, I'm a doctor. Those are all great, great situations to be in, but like, who am I? Who am I and what am I about?
What would you say makes up the majority of your clientele? Is it just the everyday gal?
Most are entrepreneurs.
Okay.
Entrepreneurs. So they have a service, they have products, and they're great at whatever it is they do.
Yeah.
But they're not getting the traffic because people haven't noticed them, right? They haven't noticed them yet. So you need to build kind of your brand. So the other thing that you want to make sure that you have for your brand is, who are you talking to? You can't talk to everyone. It's impossible. You want to say, I want everyone to buy my jewelry. That sounds great, but my jewelry is not necessarily for everyone in the free world.
Right.
What do the people who like my jewelry, what do they do? Are they entrepreneur-ish? Probably, right? Are they professional? Are they going to be online extensively? Or do they have a website? Do they have 17 TikTok handles and X, Y, and Z? So narrowing your niche down and saying, these are the types of people I think are going to be attracted to me and be attracted to my brand. Super helpful, because it can't be everybody. I know it's hard. It's really hard for people that are entrepreneurs in the beginning to niche down, but you really have to go through that process and really do it. And that doesn't mean that somebody that doesn't fit into that bubble comes along that you're not going to be able to help them. But it's important for you to have that seed, so that when you're creating content, when you're creating copy, when you're creating your website, you have that niche in particular in mind. So that makes it easier for you to create content and to stay relevant.
All good advice. Do you work with a lot of moms that, just had kids? They feel like they kind of lost themselves a little bit.
Absolutely. And fashion is all about like transition. People who've gotten divorced, like you said, your body has changed, your lifestyle has changed, your job has changed. Life's all about transition and change and being able to, flow through those ebbs and tides. So it's definitely a pick me up for sure to have people be able to embrace who they are right now and be able to feel their best.
So you also have shopping excursions that you do or that you offer on your website. Is that still something that's going on even with like COVID going on?
I do it. Look, I do it. We just have masks on. I do it. I like to do it. I like to shop with the client as opposed to me going to shop for you. Now, if I've known you for a long time, we've had a long relationship, that's a little bit different, because then I know exactly, basically what to get. But if it's a new client, I like to go with them because I want to see what they see. I want to hear what they have to say about the garment. So sometimes you'll ask people, hey, what do you think about it? And they'll be like, oh, it looks great. But then you can tell they don't really like it. You know what I mean?
More with their face.
Yes, like, you don't like this? Right. So we can move on to something else. So I love, like I said, shopping with people and really showing them, hey, we're going to purchase this top. And maybe you're thinking, oh, I'm just going to wear it with, denim jeans and boots and a cape. That's great. That's a great outfit. But I say every time you buy something, you need to be able to visualize wearing it 3 different ways with 3 different outfits that you have already in your closet.
I
That helps you
like that.
that helps you
That's a
stay
good
on budget as
tip.
well.
Yeah.
You can't just get it if you're just gonna wear it one time. Unless it's a gown. That's a little bit different. But any kind of skirt, a
Uh-huh.
dress, yeah, can you mix and match this item 3 different ways? Then it's gonna be worth the purchase.
I really like that tip. Typically, my only thing is, okay, do I love it or am I not sure about it? And if I
Right.
absolutely love it, then I get it. If I'm like, I don't know. If I have to like think about it, then I'm like, okay, I won't get it.
Okay. Like you
But I
need like
like
an
the tip. I'm
instant
gonna
take.
try that.
Diet. Be like, so then you won't have, you won't overbuy.
Right.
And then have a closet and be like, I haven't even worn these things. There's all these clothes in there with tags, and it's because you don't really love it.
Uh-huh.
You don't really love it. And the other thing that I want to mention about like Poshmark, so sometimes I run across clients and they're like, oh, I'd really love, to purchase your services, but I can't afford it at this time. And I say, no problem. So what we're going to do is if you've got a closet full of clothes, Poshmark. I've got a how-to Poshmark guide. I email it over to them. And I mean, some people are making, $500 a month just off of things that are just hanging in their closet that they're not wearing anymore or they've never worn.
Right.
That kind of. So then I was like, there's your shopping budget. So now you have $500 for your shopping budget.
And more space in your closet.
And more space. Absolutely. Absolutely. So when there's a will, there's a way. So
Right.
like I said, the discovery call is about where you are at this time and how I can help you right now to get you to where you need to be.
Uh-huh. Have you seen a pickup in your virtual shopping services?
Lots,
Yeah.
lots, lots, lots. Yes. There's more people shopping from home, shopping online. So another part of the service is you have a virtual closet. So every time you buy something, you'll put it in the closet. So I'll be able to see it. I'll also be able to put things in your closet, and then you can just one click and purchase them, and then it automatically saves to your closet. What that does, that is super helpful because if you call me in March and say, I have to go to X, Y, and event, I don't know what to wear, I can immediately get on my phone, find your closet, and be like, I'm going to mix and match these 2 things. When you get home, put on this white blouse, these green earrings, black skirt, and leopard print heels, and you're going to be ready to go to the opera or to go to whatever that function is.
I love that. That's awesome. That sounds so convenient.
Convenient, exactly. Save you time. So you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but super easy. So it's, yeah.
So are your clients on like a monthly service then, or is it just a one-time thing?
We've got subscription programs. So some people, they just need, a tip here and there. So we've got a subscription program for those individuals. And then a lot of entrepreneurs or people, like I say, that are really trying to build their brand. And, you're going to have to do a photo shoot at least once a month, right? To have to start to build your content up. So there's a subscription program for photo shoots. I like to kind of be there. So one thing I feel like I add that a lot of stylists probably don't have that is the personalized posing. How to pose, because it's one thing to coordinate a whole like a whole photo shoot and you got your makeup, you got your hair, you got your outfits X, Y, and Z, but then you've got 40 pictures and you're like, you look awkward, right? Or I can't see your hands, or it's like you just wasted all of that money, right? So I said, this is what we're going to do. This is I basically coordinate with the photographer and as a creative director and say, this is what we're going to do, and we're going to wear this outfit first, so that their hair is not going to get messed up. And their hair is not going to get messed up. And I'm just going through the process with the photographer, because the one thing that a lot of people don't know, I don't think they know, is photographers are looking at different things in your pictures. They're looking at composition, they're looking at light, all important things. But you're looking like, is my hair laying down? Is my earring? Is my button? Is everything straight? They're not looking at any of those things at all. They're just looking at their part, if you will. So having a stylist on site that can brush out those wrinkles, steam your outfits, make sure that you are polished and perfect, so that at the end you have a plethora of pictures that you can use. That's also like budget friendly for sure.
Yeah, I totally could have used you. It was the one time I actually did do a photo shoot. So I used to be a stylist with Stella and Dot, and they invited me to be a part of one of their photo shoots for one of their catalogs. And
Nice.
I am totally one of those people, like I love fashion, I love getting dressed up, but I'm so awkward when other people are taking pictures of me. And then
Right.
they're like, oh my God, no, you'll be fine. Your Instagram, like all of your pictures on Instagram are so cute. And I was like, yeah, it's because I do it myself and no one's around.
Okay, that could be it. Right. You're like, the selfie is different than
Right.
having a whole orchestrated. There's 45 people in here looking at you like, go.
Right. And I was telling them, I was like, I need you guys to tell me like what to do and how to pose. But they were more, like the photographers are like, just do your thing, just be comfortable, whatever, relax.
Right. Just do
No,
something.
I know. It's so awkward.
Yes.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, it's a skill. It's a skill. And you do have to practice. You do have to practice in the mirror. And then you'll start to see like your angles, like, oh, this is my better side.
Mhm.
So I'll make sure, like you said, my hair is to this side and not the other way.
Uh-huh.
If the wind is blowing, I mean, you start to figure it out. Like, oh yeah, the light is coming from this way, the sun is this way, so I need to make sure the sun is on my face. So then we don't have to worry about composition with the camera. You'll start to figure it out over time, but you do have to practice.
Have you always had this kind of confidence?
Probably not. Probably not. I wouldn't say that at all. I'm 47.
Stop it right now. More
So
like
I think
17.
no, like 47.
You are
So I think
gorgeous.
thank you. So I think, I feel like over time, I would say maybe 30. 30, you start to really get into a
30 is
certain
a good age.
groove. 30, you're starting to figure out. You're starting to figure out who you are, what you like, what you don't like. Start to get a little more brave, taking risks. Um, basically trying to just elevate yourself. And sometimes it's people can see outwardly, but sometimes it's inner. So you start to actually do the work that you needed to maybe do when you were 17, but you didn't know, you didn't know about. But I would say 30 is when you should be, taking a good look at yourself and then trying to figure out, what is it that you want to do? What is it that you want to do? I've always loved fashion. It just took me a minute to get the confidence to actually do it.
Yeah, I think
It's a
30 is
process. It's a process. It's a
30 is
process.
underrated. I actually just turned 30.
They said 30 is good.
So
30
I'm
is
right
good.
in it. But this is like
You're
totally
right
the
there.
time where like you don't really care about what anyone else thinks or whatever anyone else thinks that you should be. And you're really doing things for yourself.
You're just more right.
Unapologetically.
Absolutely. You're just more, you're more independent, more of an independent thinker.
Yeah. And you're self-aware. Yeah.
Yes.
30 is so underrated.
30 is good. 30 is good. But absolutely. I think, like I said, it's a process over time. So I do think the great part about getting older is about that confidence. So I don't know. Some people wake up like this, but for most people, it's a process, and it's just ongoing. It's just forever and always.
I still can't believe you're 47. I'm like staring at your face super hard to be
like,
like, what is your secret for real?
I sleep a lot. Look, I sleep a lot. I sleep a lot. I rest a lot. I do. Almost like, yeah, my family calls me like sleeping beauty, so I sleep a lot. So if I'm not going, I'm sleep.
Yeah.
Like Energizer Bunny or sleep or sleep.
I was gonna say you have a lot on your plate though, so some people probably don't believe that you do sleep a lot, right?
But I do. Look, I do.
How do you manage your day with everything that you've got going on with all these photo shoots, shopping, and you're launching your collections?
Calendar. And really for me, a calendar like the old school calendar. Obviously, I save, the Google calendars and X, Y, and Z. But for me, I've got to write it down. So I have a huge kind of teacher calendar, if you will, the huge desk size, and I write down this is where I need to be. This is how I need to be looking when I need to show up. X, Y, and Z. I kind of write it all down. And the other thing that I do, and I probably started doing this a couple of years ago, with being an entrepreneur, that I would definitely recommend is with your calendar, write down what happened that day. Hey, I had a discovery call. Nope, maybe I didn't make a sale, but that's fine. I had a discovery call with X, Y, and Z. Writing down, hey, I worked on my website. All of these different things, because as an entrepreneur, sometimes you feel lonely because your friends and your family think it's great. They're like, you're starting a business, but they don't really understand the intricacies, the stress, the highs and the lows that go along with being an entrepreneur. So writing those things down, because you may get to a point and be like, man, things are not picking up as quickly as I would like them, to be. But then you'll be able to go back and be like, look at all the progress that I've made, over the last month. I've done webinars, I've done X, Y, and Z, so that you can basically cheer for yourself.
Right. Love that. So you're counting all your small wins
all
What
of
about
them.
just making it to the finish line? It's the whole journey.
The
Totally
whole
agree.
journey, being able to capture those moments. So then when people, when you get to a place and you're like, okay, now I have interns, you can actually tell the real story. Because a lot of people just tell the story like, hey, I just made $1 million, 2 weeks ago,
Right.
X, Y, and Z. But they don't want to talk about crying in the night and being stressed out. They don't
All
want to talk
ups
about
and
that. But I
downs.
think it's right. I said, but I think it's important to talk about those things so that people will have the right expectations. So they won't think that something is wrong with them. They don't think that their product is not good or their service is not good. That's not it at all. But just
Mhm.
that being transparent and telling the whole story. So as people are going along their journey, they're like, they told me about this part. And this is what I need to do in order to make it to the next level.
Mhm. So you just passed your 1 year anniversary, right? For
It's
Paper Doll
two,
Factory.
two,
You?
two.
Oh, well, congrats.
Thank you so much.
What would you say was the hardest part of your first 2 years in your business?
Hardest part.
Or was it all just smooth sailing? Because you seem like you have it all together.
I'm not, extremely tech savvy, so that stressed me out kind of a lot. Really just kind of building content, but then finding, Planoly to post for me automatically. It's just really, to me, it was all about learning all the tools that are available, deciding on which ones that I was going to use and indulge in, which social media platform is going to be best for my business. So, I mean, I'm not on everything, but I'm like, Instagram is visual. That seems like where I need to be. So, kind of picking one or two. So, I'm really heavily on Instagram and Facebook.
Are
So,
you
just making,
doing Are you doing this
like,
all on your own? Are you a one-woman
absolutely. There's no
show?
team. There's no team. But sometimes I hire, outside consultants, business
Right.
coaches, because that's important because you can't do it really just all by yourself. It's not
Uh-huh.
happening.
What were some of your biggest wins so far, your most exciting moments?
Let's see. I've got so many different things. It's exciting to me to see transformations in people when they're confident, when they're exactly where they're supposed to be. So that is super rewarding. And sometimes that's not something that you see on Instagram. It's just something you see in person. You have that like a relationship. So those are great. I love to see obviously my products on different people. I love to see how they visualize the product and how they style it, how they fit it into their lifestyle and their style. I think that's great. My products have been seen with a number of different magazines. So I think I have 5 or 6 publications to date. So that was
Ooh,
great credits.
congratulations.
And then our probably highest today is Jay Bolin. I don't know if you know who that is, the stylist. Stylist out of Dallas, if I'm not mistaken. So he's huge. So I sent over some earrings, and he's used several of my earrings in his photo shoots on Instagram, which is absolutely just giving me a tag. It's helping,
Right.
help me market my brand. So that was super big from stylist to stylist. So I
Yeah,
appreciate that kind of support. Yes.
that's exciting. Okay,
Yes.
now let's get into the collections. Do you design
Okay.
everything yourself?
No way. It's all curated. All curated. All curated. I actually purposefully go out and make sure that I'm purchasing items, curating the collection from diverse vendor partners
Love that.
on purpose. This
Mhm.
is what I do, right? To make sure. So if I'm doing a pop-up shop, before COVID, of course, if I did a pop-up shop and I was going to, let's say, a military installation, I would make sure I'd hire a military veteran to be the photographer for that day or the makeup artist for that day. So just being inclusive. So you have to think about it, like what would be helpful, because you want to spread the wealth, basically. You
Yes.
want to make sure you are spreading the wealth because a lot of talented people out here. You want to make sure, and how do I find them? Hashtags. Simple as that. Like,
Mhm.
oh, there's 20 right here, so I can just pick one.
Mhm. I think hashtags are really underrated also.
Yes, they really are. They really are. It's a strategy. It's a whole
It is,
game.
yeah.
Look. I need to hire someone. Just can you just do this for me?
But I love how intentional you are about every move you're making with your business.
Very intentional. Very yes.
So what do you see for the future of Paper Doll Factory?
Wow. I would love to have what I like to call kind of a whole ecosystem. I would love to have kind of a one-stop shop for entrepreneurs. So there'll be photographers on staff, makeup artists, hairstylists, stylist, of course, and a brand strategist. So people could come in and talk to the brand strategist about this is where we are, work through the niches and the copy and the voice and the vision for their particular brand, and then the rest of us can create the visualization that was going to layer on top of that vision and that mission and guide the people forward, so that people don't have to go to 12 different places to kind of get the right resources. Be a one-stop shop.
I'm sure you're gonna get there. I have no doubt in my
I'm
mind about you.
sure. I'm sure.
Okay, last but not least, of course, I had
Okay.
to bring up the fact that you do have a call to action on
Yes.
your link tree in support of anti-racism.
Mhm.
So can you let our viewers know some of the best ways that they can get involved, or places that they can go to become more educated, or just places to donate, or where your suggested places to go?
To be honest with you, I think everyone has the opportunity to do something. And I would say less about necessarily donating, to, like I said, a cause per se, but more if you're in your small town, where do you go? I don't know, to get your pizza on Fridays, Pizza Fridays. Like, are you going to the same exact person all the time, or have you tried someone else? But just purposefully kind of being inclusive. What's great about that is you're going to meet new people. So you're going to diversify your portfolio. You don't know what you don't know, just as an individual. You have your perspective of how the world is, which may or may not be true, right? But just having the different people around you from different places, you can learn just so much about your community. You're going to be more involved. You're going to be more invested because now you've diversified really your portfolio, that everyone is included in your community, not just the people who go to your church.
So bringing that intention more to your personal life as well. It's not just your business, it's how you do the everyday things in life.
Right. Like, who comes to do your yard work? Think about it. Who comes to do your plumbing? Who comes to fix your roof? Where do you go to get your car fixed? Where do you go to buy tires? Where do you go to buy paint? X, Y, and Z, those types of things. I think those small nuances are going to help you as an individual develop and evolve just from those personal relationships. And monetarily, you're helping another small business be successful.
You are full of so much wisdom.
Been
That
a long
370
time.
looks so good on you, just as good as the yellow. But thank you so much, Rhea, for joining us today. I really enjoyed our conversation. Thank you guys so much for tuning in at home. If you haven't checked her collection out yet, do so. You will love it. PapierDollFactory.com, and that's paper, P-A-P-I-E-R, dollfactory.com. And again, if you use the code Book of Bijou, you'll get 20% off your entire purchase for the month of February. Check it out. Follow us on Instagram, Book of Bijou, Paper Doll Factory. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And again, thank you guys so much for watching. And thank you, Rhea.
Thank you so much for having me. I hope to see all of you on IG.